Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we're finishing the first arc of Epic the Musical. I asked Saddlebag, the person who made the master playlist I'm using, exactly where's a good place to go to for this next video, and they said, here, the next 7 episodes, this should be a good place, because it's the first arc, and not because it'll make you absolutely devastated. That last part was heavily implied by every single comment. Yeah, so to unpsych myself, I decided the best thing I could do would be to get all of that weepy shit out of the way immediately. So I decided to finish Frieren. I have a feeling I made a mistake. You guys know the deal. There's a link below to the original video. Hit it up. Let's get started. And first up, we have Puppeteer by Gigi. Ooh, I like their animation so far. If I'm right, this is Circe. Oh! Oh, that is a tune. Melancholic? She's the one who turns them all into... Because this came right after Ruthless. Yeah. So he's doing even more of the guilt trip. Before it was a few men to the Cyclops, now it's every other ship.
Captain, I have something that I must confess.
Don't think you're a good captain?
Something that I must get off my chest.
You're not alone this time.
I cannot rest. Captain,
you really gotta make sure this island is secure.
But Captain,
there's only so much left we can endure.
Ooh. When Jorge was writing this, also I've been told to say his name Jorge because of the Spanish pronunciation, but the guy who's voicing Odysseus here wrote this line. How much were they like, oh, I'm going to say the one thing. It's like, I can't endure anymore, followed by knowing he's going to endure so much more. It's like, I'm at my breaking point. And then seeing how many more acts there are. Don't worry, we're going to get past that. Ooh. These lines I always love and hate in any type of fiction. So hearing it in music is actually a really cool, well, different way that I'm used to experiencing it.
Whatever you need to say can wait some more.
Really can, probably.
That I'm sure.
okay.
And that's the moment where he lost him. That... Before he was still trying to work with it, but just the animation right here. Like the nonplussed eyes transitioning into a much harder stare. Having more anger shown because he's being blown off by Odysseus one last time. And then walking away, eyes set forward, but he's completely pissed. Yeah, this is the moment he is no longer Odysseus' second. He's not his friend anymore. I wonder how long before Odysseus realizes that. Maybe I'm reaching. It could just be that they're mad and something will happen. I don't actually remember at what point he dies in the Odyssey. I actually don't remember the slightest now that I think about it. To be fair, I kind of glossed over the entire crew in the Odyssey, so that doesn't really say much. And Odysseus made a decision without thinking it through because he wanted to sit on his guilt. And
back so soon.
What did he
Where's
find?
The rest of your crew. And by the gods, what happened to you?
Funny you should mention them.
We came across a palace. Inside we heard a voice. It seemed to show no malice. To greet it was our choice, but nothing could prepare us for the power that awaited inside.
What did this palace hide?
Sir, since we left home, we faced a variety of foes from a wide range of places. Gods, monsters, you know the roster. Hostile creatures that we could resist. But this was a hell of a twist, cause we are weak to a power like this.
What was it?
A woman.
What?
She had just two.
I'm sorry, just the face. Oh my god, the sheer derp on his face. I'm sorry. Just a little what? Because like in the song, it's that, but this is just completely, okay, you're screwing with me at this point. You're screwing with me, right? I wasn't expecting it. I should remember that because Gigi had this style in the previous ones I saw, but it's just so well done here. Also, it's funny how, I'm not sure how he's going to portray Circe, but in the actual mythology, yeah, she's monstrous, except she's also may or may not have actually been a really good ally to Odysseus, who he stayed along with for a good bit of time before he eventually decided to return to Ithaca. And, you know, was actually very helpful. Minus the entire, I'm going to kill you if you keep fucking around with my people mentality. That literally did happen. Yeah, oddly enough, they got along for a long time. Unless I'm remembering a completely different location. I don't think I am, though. No, I'm thinking of Aeneid, who spent a long time in Egypt. That's the different one. That's a follow-up to this. I'm pretty sure he did spend a long time with Circe, and this is near the end of what the book would be. But this is only Act 1, so there's a lot of other things being reimagined or reorganized.
In just 2 words.
Come inside.
Damn.
Welcome to the best part of your life.
Seems like a bit more than 2 words.
Go ahead and rest wherever you like. I've got you. Don't worry, Sassy's got you now.
Only I stayed outside, but the rest went in.
Take a seat. Let me bring you all something to eat. I bet you're tired
Roast pig.
of the years spent on your feet. I've got you. Don't worry, Sassy's got you now.
By the time they ate, it was far too late. For inside the meal,
Think of your past
she had cast a spell.
and your mistakes.
They began to squeal
They'll be the
and grow
last
snouts and tails.
mistakes you'll
She
make.
changed them.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I'm puppeteer, yeah.
Oh, so that's why they called it Puppeteer. They're giving her a spider motif. Oh, that's cool.
Transformed.
This is the price.
And it wasn't quick.
We paid to live.
She turned our men
The world is not
from men to pigs.
and to forgive.
She changed them.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I'm puppeteer, yeah.
We have to go save them.
No, we don't. Look at all we've lost and all we've learned. Every single cost is so much more than what we've earned. Think about the men we have left before they're none. Let's just cut our losses, you and I, and let's run.
Of course I'd like to leave now. Of course I'd like to run. But I can hardly sleep now, knowing everything we've done. There's no length I wouldn't go. If it
Oh?
was you, I had to say.
Whoa. What was that? Winged Hermes? Because as far as I know, in Greek mythology, winged shoes was explicitly a call out to him. I don't This is probably one of the changes to bring Hermes into this section. Or if it was in there initially and I completely forgot it, which is entirely possible. It's been a while since I've gone over this.
It's you I had to save. I can only hope you do the same.
Oh, that line.
I can only hope you do the same.
Oh, yeah, no, that's the confirmation. I thought he was losing the friend already. This right here, just the fact that he's looking at him incredulously, and that animation to show, no, I would not. That's not even in the music. I mean, it's heavily implied based on how things are going. But just the no, the hardening of the eyes, even the small bit. He's not far down the I don't want to be on your side anymore, but it's too late. Whatever he was going to say initially was probably the right choice. It was probably something about how this is probably not a good place, let's leave, and we're going to lose more men, and then he lost more men.
I can hear her still,
No one will find
and her voice deceives.
their way between.
What if she can't be killed?
My nymphs and
Will
I.
you choose to leave?
Oh, they're nymphs in this one.
I don't know.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got
Oh, in this
all the
version, she's a
power.
nymph?
No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I'm puppeteer,
She's
yeah.
a clever witch,
This is the
and
price.
she's hard to slay.
We paid it all.
It's a game of wits,
We draw the line.
but you don't have to play.
Watch from above.
I have to try.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I'm puppeteer, yeah.
Oh, they gave her a lot of pigs. I mean, it's kind of what she does, but also there's a lot more than the people that came from him.
Yeah. Come inside.
Oh, here's any. Oh, these are the previous sketches? Oh, wow. She had a lot more innocent look here. As opposed to the one we had in the actual animation, which is way more elongated, it feels like, and just narrow. Still looks really cool, though. And yeah, Odysseus and the pigs on her strings. Dude. Oh, I want to check the next one. You wouldn't like. And this one is by... I can never say Z's correctly. Zimenia Netzel? I'm probably butchering that name. Ooh, like their style. Pretty sure I've seen it before already. Laughter. Hermes.
What a brilliant speech you gave.
Who goes there?
Just a friend who could help you save your men. A foe like Cersei's not to be messed with. You want to beat her, you'll need the blessing of a certain god. Divine intervention, someone who's not afraid to send a message.
Oh, God.
Wouldn't you like a taste of the power? Wouldn't you like to use more than words?
What the hell? How the fuck did they make Hermes more terrifying than Cersei? Oh, no, I'm not even making a joke about this right now. Like, legitimately, just that undertone, the beat with him going darker, the fading from color into more of a purple undertone, the fact that he's shown to be taller than him, having an like an overpowering grip on the animation, the fact that his eyes are still in shadow. Oh, this is way more intimidating than I thought Hermes ever was. Oh, I mean, he's the messenger. Usually he's just there to get in and get out. And medicine and a lot of other shit. As far as I know, Hermes is one of the least fucked up gods, if only because he was actually doing stuff. I mean, he was doing stuff for Zeus, who was up to all the other shit, but still.
Deep in the night, the fight lasts for hours. You can be hurt or you can be her. Wouldn't you like to have some of the magic? Wouldn't you like your outcome preferred? Deep in the night, the fight can be tragic. I'll help you conquer her. She can turn you to an animal.
You know, in context, it makes sense. Out of context, this sounds like this is a lot of things that are only vaguely YouTube appropriate and probably accurate, considering they were definitely not an item for the years he spent here in the actual book. Oh, that's how they're drawing Cersei? It's still a really good look. I just love the glowing eye effect. It's always something I appreciate.
She can all but make you fall in love like you're on your 100th date. She can conjure up a monster that'll grind you to the bones. She has all the ways to haunt you when you take her on alone. Wouldn't you like a taste of the power? Wouldn't you like
what is he offering?
Deep in the night, the fight lasts for hours. You can be hurt or you can be turned. Wouldn't you like to have some of the magic? Wouldn't you like the outcome preferred?
So this is probably one of the changes they're making on the Greek mythology, because Cersei's entire thing was just turning people into pigs because they're not a problem if they already gave in. And that's trickery was her big advantage. But here it seems to be implying that she's also not even a significant foe, but a foe that would probably have as much of an overwhelming advantage as the Cyclops, it sounds like. Because the entire thing is, take my gift or be beaten. Which isn't really how canon went. But I guess canon is whatever you want to make of it. It's been bastardized enough times as it is. Aeneid. They're not showing the eyes, though.
Here in the root of this flower, there lies such a power to take her on. You must consume and digest it, then you'll manifest a being of your creation. All you need is imagination, though it's only for a moment till you've beaten your opponent. And I call this route Holy Moly.
What? Oh, yeah, joke because God. Okay, I walked into that one. Oh, dude. Okay, yeah, I love this art style. They've been so incredibly just vaguely ominous the entire time, but it's been like an upbeat tune. But then just things like this where the eye is only barely seen outlined in white and it's a slitted pupil is the only thing you see, which actually really fits with, well, Hermes in general, because his motif with a staff with a snake curling around it, but that was for medicine. Probably some kind of reference to how the poison and medicine are very interconnected, and that was something people have known for a long time. But still, I honestly have no idea if that's actually the case or not, but it's what it's become taken as now, also because it's accurate. But I just love this look. It's so creepy. Feels much like a deal with the devil here. The faces. This is very much just Hermes playing with Odysseus.
Thank you. Don't thank me, friend. You very well may die. Good luck.
Yeah. Oh, fire? And he has a Hermes there has an Odysseus heart. Oh my god. And now we have Done For from Anna Flamma. Ooh, people keep recommending a lot of their animations, so I'm not disappointed already. And their style is... It almost reminds me of Calvin and Hobbes with this, I would like to say, crayon, almost... No, not really crayon. It looks like a... Not chalk, almost a charcoal aspect. Almost. Not quite. Ooh, shading. Baby nymph going for the pig.
Lady of the palace, sorry that I asked this, but I hope that I've been misinformed. I sent out some scouts to take a look around through here, and they wound up at your doors. Through the years we seldom get a warm welcome, so I must ask just to be sure. Did you do something to them?
Ooh. Also just a minor aside, showing their nymphs because they have the different, almost, like, I think it's fish fin ears. Nice look there. And the more adult one has an almost dress of a flower petal. Yeah. Kind of always surprised about this one, considering hospitality rights and all that, but I guess this is part of the story of why she was the villain.
Sure. Did you do something to them?
Who, me? All I did was reveal their true form.
You turned them into pigs.
I don't know who you are, nor why you're here.
Oh, they're not showing the eyes.
Make this one thing clear.
Ooh, now they are.
People to protect, nymphs I can't neglect, so I'm not taking chances, dear. If you make one wrong move, then you're done for.
Whoa.
Anything I don't approve, then you're done
So she's
for.
inhuman in this one.
Spell on you and you're done for. Boy, you better run, or soon you will be done for.
I don't mean to tip your scale, but you will fail at placing any spells
Giving her a
on
wand?
me. I just ate a flower, one that claims your power, so you better cower now and flee.
You must be a liar, mortals can't acquire money without dire consequence.
Then I must be a god like you, cause I got this root from the ground with my bare hands.
Hermes gave it to you, didn't he?
Okay, that is just awesome. She just immediately knows it's Hermes. Weird that they gave her a wand, but okay, good choice. I guess it's a standard I have magic instrument, so just animated is a good choice. I want to hear that again.
Got this root from the ground with my bare hands.
Hermes gave it to you, didn't he?
Okay,
And the music
fine,
cut out.
yes. Well, regardless.
You and I are now evenly matched. Our fates are intertwined, they're attached. I've got people to protect, friends I can't neglect. So now there is no turning back. You've made your one wrong move, now you're done for. I will be the one to prove that you're done for. Not even a spell saves you, 'cause you're
A
done for.
chimera, yeah. And a monster. Wait, did he just... The most terrifying monster he imagined, and they decide to put in the Cyclops. Oh, I almost missed that. Yeah.
You've lost.
My nymphs are like my daughters, I protect them at all costs.
Okay, so she's
The
not a
last
nymph this time.
we let strangers live, we faced a heavy loss. You've given me no reason to white frost. But everyone's true colors are revealed in acts of lust.
I'm not sure I follow.
There are other ways of persuasion.
He's like, what are you doing? I don't get it. The irony here being, I think it's heavily implied in the actual Odyssey that, yeah, they did shack up. That was a thing. And he spent years here, not because he was ensorcelled. They had actually already kind of got past that. Although I don't think it was ever flat out stated, or it could have been, I just miss it because I can't read poetry to save my life. Let alone old poetry. It goes right over my head. So my understanding could be very wrong here, but I thought it was heavily implied that, yeah, no, they did. They did. They were together. Also, I'd be working off a translation of an old poem, so maybe my interpretation was literally wrong and the interpretation I was hearing was wrong for all I know. But yeah, the idea that lust was the thing she's playing on here is kind of funny to me because that actually wasn't a problem initially. It was actually completely okay. That never came up. Ever. You know, considering that just was like, oh yeah, and they boinked. What is the next one anyways? Oh, there are other ways. Oh yeah, some spicy connotations, which would be accurate. Oh, who's doing this anyway? It looks like Gigi again. Yeah, cutting in right at the last part.
To the soul, there are other actions of passion. You have so much left to learn. Want to see?
Oh, and because that's when I first saw the beginning of Cersei with this one, and she had that look, so she's going with the "Trust me, I'm a beautiful woman." Yeah.
From the fire. Show me that you're willing to burn.
And it just occurred to me that they're literally the same person here. Well, not. Let me rephrase that in a way that doesn't sound crazy. They're people who say they're fighting for the people under them, and they're becoming monsters to do it. The difference being, objectively, Cersei's doing a better job at it.
Who's to say with all the mistakes I've made that they will be the last mistakes I ever made?
Oh, not even close.
So much power, but there's no puppet here.
This is the price
I'm
we pay
just
now.
on
There is no line,
I'm
never
just
enough.
Yeah. Oh, she's actually just going for the knife.
But there's no puppet here.
I can't.
Oh, and that's the difference. She hid the knife. Also, I love the little moment right here that Gigi animated. Just the, oh shit, they actually did? There's actual shock there. Yeah. Again, I mentioned already, I'm probably going to mention it a few other times because my mind works like that. Heavily implied that, no, this would have worked on actual Odysseus in the Homeric Odyssey. Is it called Homeric or Homeric? Probably a Homeric. I mean, I'm saying it wrong anyways because it's English, but details aside.
Back at home, my wife awaits for me. She's my everything.
This is actually a nicer interpretation of him than actual Odysseus.
All my power, but it's been 12 long years.
Only 12? I thought it was longer.
12 long
Yeah, I thought the... because it takes him 10 years to get home, but it was only 6 years for the... Wait. I thought it was like 6 years for the Trojan War. Have they already been missing on the seas for 6 years as well? I'm probably just doing the timelines wrong. I suck at time.
years since I have seen my wife, and now the god of tides is out to end my life.
And a few others.
So I beg you, Cersei, grant us mercy and let us puppets
Poseidon, eh? There might be a way to evade him. There might be a way to get home.
Oh, so they're going with this interpretation of Cersei. That actually giving her a nicer aspect. Honestly, considering how this entire song, well, the musical saga has been going of, hey, get fucked up. I was fully expecting the change to be, oh, no, she's going to fuck with him even more, and then he'll be forced to do something horrible, and they'll move on to the next one. But no, they're actually going with her still being somewhat helpful. Unless this is a traitor coming later.
I'll get you to the underworld instead. I'll release your men and I'll get you to the underworld instead.
This might sound weird, but I'm completely blanking on him going to the world. I thought it did happen because that's a classic trope in, well, most literature. Some kind of journey into the depths of the underworld, but I'm pulling a blank on it. It could be because it wasn't in the book, but honestly, I'm thinking I'm just forgetting at this point.
Wait, you're helping us?
Well,
There are many ways of persuasion.
giving people what they want is one of those ways, yeah. Especially if you think you're going to have them take care of themselves.
There are many modes of control. Maybe showing one act of kindness leads to kinder souls down the road. I remember.
She even was shown winking at them because they're scared because heavenly implication there. And they're just like, oh, she's taking care of him. Yeah.
For actions of passion, I have been in love once before. Maybe one day the world will need a puppeteer no more. Or maybe one day the world will need a puppeteer.
So much power, but there's no puppet here. No, she's not a bear, she's a puppeteer. No, she's not a bear, she's a puppeteer, yeah.
Show me the
Wait, what? Oh, and she's... and they just drew Cersei being annoyed that he's whining about his wife to her. Well done, Gigi. That's kind of awesome. It's like, I will seduce him. And he's talking about his wife. He doesn't even realize I'm doing it. This image right here is probably one of my favorite things yet.
that you're willing to
And next up, we have the Underworld. That's probably what the end of the arc is. And if I'm right, there should be 3 in this one. This is by the Artiste. I don't think I've seen anything from them so far. Ooh, this is going to be new to me.
Friends,
Oh, and they drew him with a much bigger beard on this one.
Cersei's instructions were clear. No matter what we hear, full speed ahead until we find.
Oh, they brought up the refrain of Full Speed Ahead again. Oh, that was like the 3rd song where they was literally full speed ahead.
The prophet, my comrades, this line confuses your mind. So no matter who we find, full speed ahead until we find the prophet. Good.
Oh, that's how they're depicting the Underworld? Ooh, the wailing and screams in the distance. Souls going into
All I hear are screams.
Hades then, not hell.
Every time I dare to close my eyes,
Yeah.
I no longer dream. Only nightmares of those who died. Nothing's what it seems. And here in the underworld, the past seems close behind. This land confuses your mind.
What's he going to see? His ghosts. From the ships in Poseidon, the Cyclops.
Why would you let the Cyclops live when ruthlessness this is mercy.
All I hear are
just throwing Poseidon's words back at him. Because if he had killed the Cyclops, none of that would have happened. Poseidon would not have had to listen to it, would have not have had to act. He would have never found out. Although, admittedly, the biggest problem wasn't even the mercy. It was the giving the guy who is still alive and can hear you your name. Yeah. But that's actually what happened, so.
every time I dare to close my eyes. I no longer dream. Only nightmares of those who die. Nothing's what it seems. Nothing's what it seems. But in the underworld, the past seems close behind.
The dead prophet.
Infant from that night.
Wait, what was that? Infant from that night. Oh no, it's him! It's the animation that started him looking at the infant that he threw off the battlement. Yeah.
From that night, I keep thinking of the infant from that night.
Did they actually just flash into him holding the baby? And they gave it the dead open eyes too. Oh, this is actually even more terrifying than the actual animation itself had it. Oh shit.
That night.
This life is amazing when
Apologies.
with open arms. Whatever we face, we'll be fine if we're leading from the heart. No matter the place, we can light up the world. Here's how to start. Greet the world with open arms. Greet the world with open arms.
And he's gone even as a ghost. And the fact that he tried to do the entire peaceful thing with Cersei. He's still trying to live up to the friend that's dead. And everything else is telling him that's the wrong choice. God damn.
That
What?
voice. It can't be.
What is it saying? Waiting.
When you come home, I'll be waiting. Even if you're the last thing I see, I'll be waiting.
Yeah, because I knew she died before he arrived home, which is why Penelope had no one else to really help her at the time. But not Penelope, sorry. Why did I think Penelope? That's a different story. But his wife only had, well, technically the son, but the mom apparently was at Ithaca right before he arrived, and since they were inside of land, she saw him and immediately assumed her son died in front of her in the storm. And people were telling me in the comments that it was heavily implied that she killed herself because of that grief. And this is how he finds out his mom is dead. And that makes it worse. Damn. Just pulling those heartstrings.
I'm waiting. I took too long and ventured too far.
Yeah, and it's your fault too.
While you were waiting.
One more bridge to humanity gone.
Bye, Mom.
What?
All I hear are screams.
Oh, wow, that! Oh, that drop! Holy fuck, man! What were those the flashes of the eyes? He says, bye, Mom. And then the negative of his image. Oh, it's showing him fighting it. And the rage. Ruthlessness. And that's why the drop is so much harder.
all is lost behind. Down in the underworld.
And next up, we have No Longer You by Gwendy. Oh, this is also another new person. Oh, we have a few more in this one. I think this is the second to last we're going to do today. Because this should finish up Arc 1 and the Underworld as well. Not this one, the next one. Oh, interesting style.
I am the prophet with the answers you seek. Time, I've unlocked it. I see past and future running free. There is a world where I help you get home.
But
That's not a world I know.
what?
I see a song of past romance. I see the sacrifice of man. I see portrayals of betrayal and a brother's final stand.
Okay, just making it pretty obvious on that one, yeah. But, oh wait, if I'm right, that's the wrong button. So that was Polites back there dying. His other friend, who we know is going to eventually betray him. That was heavily shown already. Yeah, I thought it was the son at first, but no, the bandana is the giveaway for him.
Sacrifice of man. I see portrayals of betrayal and a brother's final stand.
But
I see you on the brink of death. I see you try a final breath. I see a man who gets to make it home alive, but it's no longer you.
And this is a huge change. Just flat out saying you don't come back as yourself, which has admittedly been the theme here. You become the monster. It's the beginning of this, and Zeus flat out said you don't get to choose. You just get to choose who dies, not that people die. And he seems to be making all the choices that make it people he doesn't want dead. Just flat out saying, yeah, you're not going to like what happens. It's fucked up, man.
We've suffered and sailed through the toughest of hells. Now you tell us our efforts for nothing. I see your palace covered in red.
Yeah.
Faces of men who had long believed you're dead. I see your wife with a man who is haunting, a man with a trail of bodies.
Because it's a different person than him. So even if it's Odysseus, it's not the same Odysseus because he's not himself then. And the Trail of Bodies is already in place, but it's probably as much a reference to the fact that they slaughter all the would-be suitors in there. That is part of how the story goes down normally. But here we already see him going full-on rage and monster mode because the eyes have changed.
I see a song of past romance.
He told him enough to get him fucked. The thought that his wife would be with someone else. No. If they're making him a monster who's going to be... And he's... Oh... I don't know if this has been animated, and I don't want to get spoilers, but that would be a change. Specifically, the hint that they're saying right now is, oh, your wife is with a different man. We know, because we see what's going on, that it's the Odysseus you become, not the Odysseus you are now, because you're not the same person. What he hears is, your wife left you for someone else who's a murderer. It's wrong, sort of, but the fact that it's enraging means I'm kind of scared right now that the big change that they're going to make with this is not, he actually has a good ending to it, as opposed to he kills his wife, going full Hercules. it would actually fit with a lot of things going on in Greek literature, so it wouldn't even be that big of a change. But goddamn, that would be so much worse.
And a brother's final stand. I see you on the brink.
Oh, he summoned the ghosts. Or they were already there.
I see a man who gets to make it all alive.
But it's not you.
No longer you.
And he's flat out saying in a way that we know the character won't get. You get home, but it's not you anymore because it's the monster you become. Oh, flat out saying it. A lot of the times when you see prophecy and, well, actually all media every time, no matter what, in any time period, it's never clear. It's usually a case of, I tell you exactly what you need to, and you think it's clear, but it turns out you were wrong all along. Or it's completely cryptic to the point of uselessness, and eventually someone's like, oh, that's what it meant, and you just have to shake your head and go, sure, let's go with that. The second one is more an indication of bad writing. This, though, having this guy's refrain be so blatantly obvious outside of the individual character's context to all the people watching it, that is so brilliant, because we know, oh yeah, no, this is the motif moving forward. It's becoming the monster. It's not you. But just having it said so bluntly is brilliant, because we know the character isn't going to get it. And it's completely on them for not seeing it because their own perception is what's making it wrong. I love that this is something that was written in such a way. Oh, I don't usually criticize lyrics because, frankly, music goes over my head a lot of the time, but this is so good. I can't help it. And done one more step to damning him. Does he figure it out it's him, though? Does he figure out that last bit? Probably not. And now we have Monster. And that also from Gigi. Ooh, nice. I guess that's one way to end it. Flash warning?
How has everything been turned against us?
Only now? I think it's been that way.
Did suffering become so endless?
Canonically, the answer to that would have been you decided to look into getting a hand of Helen and then talked all the other suitors out of it as a way to not slaughter everyone and start a war. Yeah, that actually is part of how that went down. Odysseus is distinctly the reason Agamemnon has a wife and not a internal civil war as opposed to a war between the Troy and the Grecian states, because it was a lot of city-states at the time. Yeah. I said Agamemnon. Was it Menelaus? I think it was Menelaus. Agamemnon's his asshole brother. Also, in terms of assholes, this might be a story about him becoming a monster. Agamemnon started at that level.
I to reunite with my estranged. Do I need to change?
Do you, or will you anyways?
I'm surrounded by the souls of those I've lost. I'm the only one
reflection in the stone?
I haven't crossed. What if the greatest threat we'll find across the sea
Is you? Oh, it's gonna be is me. Yep.
What if I'm the monster? What if I'm in the wrong? What if I'm the problem that's been hiding all along? What if I'm the one who killed you every time I cave to guilt? What if I've been far too kind to foes, but a monster to ourselves? What if I'm the monster?
And this entire song is the reverse of Ruthless. I wasn't expecting to go that way. It's not over yet, and it might still change, but the idea is like, I'm the monster because I wasn't ruthless to everyone else. Because if ruthlessness is mercy to ourselves, guilt is the opposite of that to ourselves. The monster to everyone around you. I'm not even sure I'm phrasing that right, but this is like that dark mirror reflection of Poseidon's song. because it's just him going over the idea that since he's not making the hard choices, he's running off guilt, it's his fault. And of course, still missing the fact that he's being reactive on this one rather than being a smart, intelligent, thoughtful person and making more ruthless decisions with that ruthlessness. Again, killing the Cyclops would have solved problems. Or, not shouting your name out. That would have also done a lot of good.
Is the Cyclops struck with guilt when he kills? Is he up in the middle of the night? Or does he end my men to avenge his friend and then sleep knowing he has done it right? When the witch turns men to pigs.
Oh, because a lot of the mentality of morality here was in the Grecian time period. This isn't just being played up for right now, and I can't believe I'm only remembering this now. Grecian morality was specifically to be good to your friends and horrendous to your enemies. And there was no middle ground. It's also why there was a lot of lasting feuds because, you made horrible enemies and you would do unspeakable things to your enemies. And they would stay that way unless you absolutely killed everyone. But anyhow, that never seemed to work. Yeah, but that's how the basic morality went. You weren't a good person for being nice. You were a good person by being good to the people who were on your side and going full-on monstrous war criminal to everything else. And I don't mean that metaphorically. I mean, in the literal sense, the more horrible you could be to your enemies, the better it was seen in that basic cultural context, at least as far as the mythology went. As for actual individual people at the time, I didn't study that at all, so I only know how it was perceived, at least in the writing around this cultural period. It could be completely different. This might just be the idealized that wasn't actually real. It happens a lot that way in a lot of mythologies for a lot of different time periods. So how much is just being taken here or not doesn't really matter. And honestly, I'm not sure if he's working from that premise either. So it could be completely off base, but it does actually match up with reality, at least in that sense. Or, well, the reality of what fiction at the time would portray.
To protect her nymphs, is she going insane? Or did she learn to be colder when she got older and now she saves them the pain?
Yep.
When a god comes down and makes a fleet drown, is he scared that he's doing something wrong? Or does he keep us in check so we must respect him and now no one dares to piss him off?
I mean, that last part's wrong. People dare a lot. That's most of Greek godly mythology. Also, gods are pretty bad about caring about things. Circe, though, I think he's on the right of.
Does a soldier use a wooden horse to kill sleeping Trojans cause he is vile? Or does he throw away his remorse and save more lives with guile? If I became the monster and threw that guilt away, would that
Almost
make
expecting
us
Athena to drop in now.
stronger, keep our foes at bay? If I became the monster to everyone but us, made sure we go home again, who would care if we're unjust?
And this is the image. This specific... Actually, did I have Gigi for the first one on the playlist? Yeah! The horse and the infant, the version I saw was Gigi as well. And this is the image of Odysseus in the mirror when he went to the baby's crib. Oh. Oh, man. That's... Oh, fuck, man.
If I became the... Oh, ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. And deep down I know this well. I lost my best friend, I lost my mentor, my mom, 500 men gone. This can't go on, I must get to see Penelope and Telemachus. So if we must...
Oh, it actually was Penelope? I had the name right? Sorry, I'm not used to remembering things correctly. That's weird for me.
Sail through dangerous oceans and beaches. I'll go where Poseidon won't reach us. And if I gotta drop another infant from a wall in an instant so we all don't die, then I'll become the monster. I will deal the blow. And I'll become the monster like none they've ever known. So what if I'm the monster lurking deep below? I must become the
And immediately fulfilling the prophecy he got. So apparently he did understand it wasn't a matter of him not getting it and becoming the monster. It's him taking the lesson of becoming the monster because he saw that future. Although he was still enraged. That's actually even worse than I thought it would go. But how much of you is going to be left? This is going to end badly. And now he has his own shadow everywhere, including behind him. Honestly, if they just have a few little eye spots open as he walks away. Ugh.
I'll become the monster.
God damn. Okay, this is a little bit embarrassing, but that got me so hard at the end. Just like, I'll be the monster, and you see the eyes. It's like, I actually got goosebumps. I'm not even sure if it picks up on the camera, but yeah, they're fading because it was just a quick one. But god damn, it gave me chills, man. Oh, shit. I am wondering, though, if one of the changes that's going to be made in Epic the Musical as opposed to the Odyssey is that this is not going to be a happy ending anymore. And I kind of assumed it's going to be him becoming a monster, which, you know, is happening. Now he has to act on it. That comes next. I can't bring myself to see further. And I can see why I was told by Saddlebag that maybe this is a good stopping point. Because I don't think I have it in my heart right now to see what happens next just yet. Seeing this in one go as a play, or, yeah, an opera would probably break me, man. I mean, admittedly, I'm easily broken because I'm a complete wuss, but still, oh God. I am slightly worried, though, that the big change is going to be the unhappy ending, that Penelope is going to be slain by the ruthless monster who just sees her cavorting with all the suitors. Because in the actual Odyssey, Odysseus comes home, and he decides to play a vagabond who doesn't actually reveal himself to a few people, and his dog, who knows him immediately and dies, because godly shenanigans. It was supposed to be, I think, like, oh, my master survived, and now I have done my job, I can die now. You know, multiple, probably decades later, or decade and a half, I'm not quite sure what time this happened over. But in the Odyssey, it almost feels like they're wit flirting when he pretends he's not Odysseus and he's just a helpful person, a helpful vagabond. And Penelope immediately sees through him, but plays along because it's fun and she's enjoying being able to have a witty rematch with her husband. Because unlike most Grecian heroes, they actually have a good relationship. He loves his wife, which admittedly by Grecian values, more Athenian values, that was weird. Not sure if it would apply to Ithaca, and I'm not entirely sure where it was written, but at least by Athenian values and some Spartan values, it was more, oh, it's not a child, it's not a male? Oh, what is wrong with you? Yeah. But I'm thinking that this is going to be him becoming a monster and doing some ruthlessness, and that'll be the final revenge that Poseidon gets on this one. He'll just become the monster and stay that way with nothing left to tie him to being anything else. Because it seems like that's where all the machinations of the gods are leading him on this one. Athena to make him the warrior of the mind, Poseidon to make him ruthless, Hermes to apparently flirt with him in a creepy way, but okay, sure, why not? And the wind god to absolutely decimate him, struck him down, and then also help him out. So she, is kind of witty and helping, but also I fucked you over. Capricious, you could say, like they're a goddess of the wind or something, or supposed to be a god of the wind, whatever. Yeah, I don't know how far the Animax got. I know the first arc's done, and I think the second arc is getting closer to done. I don't even know if there's a third arc or a fourth arc. I haven't looked it up because that would be spoilers as far as I'm concerned, so I don't know. And I honestly don't care because I'm enjoying so much of this. I want to see where this goes. That's it. If spoilers do happen and they happen to include saying, hey, by the way, there is going to be a showing of it here on this day, I would appreciate knowing, because even if I can't go, I want to know it did make it to Broadway or an opera house or somewhere. Or if they just made a movie of the operatic. Doesn't happen often, but it has, even if it's weird. Basically what I'm saying is, if it does happen, let me know right away. I want to know. And I'm really hoping it does happen soon, because this is freaking amazing, man. I swear, and I know I've mentioned this before, it's like freaking Hamilton, but for the Odyssey. And it's just so good. All the same, you guys know the deal. There's a link to the playlist down below. If there's anything that you want Saddlebag to add in, make a comment about it. Tag Saddlebag. They're in the name and how they spell it is in the playlist itself. They've done a great job pulling this together, adding things in. They've gone through all the comments on the previous videos. They've done a great job. And Saddlebag, if you're watching, thank you. This is such a great help, because when I looked into this, I was overwhelmed by all the choices, the repetitive choices, the things that were similar enough. I wasn't sure what order to go in, because the only way I would have known is if I listened to the original song, and that would have spoiled the animatics, so I would have understood what's going on and not just be able to immerse myself like this. So this is so helpful. Thank you. Yeah. Also, if anyone just wants to leave a comment saying, hey, Saddlebag, you're awesome, thank you. And also add this to the list. Go for it. They're doing a great job. And I'm going to go and hug my wife and maybe cuddle a kitty and not think about horrible things like this. Yeah, definitely a bad choice to watch Freer in right before this. That put me in a real, oh God, what the hell's going on type mood. And then this just piled down on it even further. Yeah, who needs peace of mind? I definitely don't. Yeah. Either way, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Adios.